Hello everybody, my name is Tat and welcome on in. This is once again going to be me reacting to your Dead by Daylight hot takes. It's been a while since I've done an episode in this series. To be honest, I've been having a lot of fun with Dead by Daylight as of late, so I haven't had a whole lot of spare time to just kind of do nothing and read posts. So yeah, here I am finally catching back up with your comments, and I had asked you guys in the community poll, or on a community post specifically, hey, what are your hot takes? So yeah, here we go. Slugging and tunneling are way exaggerated by survivor mains and are dead ass just not that common. Common? No, but exactly what this guy says underneath, it's just not really fun to go against. It kind of depends on the killer that you really play against. Like being tunneled by a wraith is honestly really fun because it's like, what the hell is he gonna do? Like he's just gonna cloak and uncloak. You can loop that. But if you're getting tunneled by a nurse or you're getting tunneled by a blight, you're not gonna have a really good time. That's pretty much just how I feel about that. Shouldn't be a hot take, but the game Dead by Daylight is a well-made, extremely fun, enjoyable game with many amazing features. Yeah, honestly, just straight up, I agree. I have 10,000 hours in the game, and I wouldn't have those hours if I didn't find the game fun. I genuinely love Dead by Daylight. However, let's you know, acknowledge the elephant in the room, and that is the most recent patch. Holy shit, the bugs are out of control. I don't know what behavior is doing, or if it's a QA department issue, or it's just someone just decided to greenlit the patch despite it being this buggy, but that's not cool, and that deserves a hell of a lot of criticism. Legion should be able to grab people in frenzy. I completely agree. It's just, if you don't want to get grabbed, just get off the gen. Don't vault in his face. Easy. Just don't do that. Hillbilly should stay where he's at and never be touched, since he's the most fun to play against and he's fun to play as. I kind of agree. Straight up, I think his base gets literally fine. Like, it's chill. He has a couple add-ons I think are just terrible and add nothing of value. Low pro chains, it's cool, but it's been like heavily nerfed over the years, so I think either it could use a slight rework or just a flat buff. And then a lot of his repeat add-ons are just terrible. Like, he has a couple cooldown add-ons. They've been nerfed into the ground. I think combined it's like a 15% reduction on your cooldown, which isn't that like big of a deal, but the real thing that sucks about that is it doesn't stack with overdrive, so the add-on just kind of does nothing, because once overdrive kicks in, it replaces the add-on. So, and then of course he has a couple add-ons like, you know, the dissipation delay on your chainsaw. It's like, you don't really need to change that. Just tap your chainsaw button for a single frame and then it stops the dissipation. So yeah, he has a couple add-ons that are just really bad. Honestly, changed like 4 of his add-ons, maybe 5, and he's literally like fine. Agitation should be base kid. Hooking feels slow and you're easily vulnerable to body blocks and sabotages. I'm pretty sure that's just by design. Like, let's be honest, you want to interact with the killer in that situation. Like, you need some kind of like engaging like push and pull there. Anyway, continuing on. And some maps make it hard to reach a hook due to some stupid design. Yeah, like RPD or Gideon's or literally any map with multiple floors. This is why slugging is so strong. You don't have to waste so much time to pick up and hook a survivor. Just make the process faster. I honestly, I kind of respect where you're coming from. That's so valid. That is so valid. They could probably like not like increase the hooking speed or like the pickup speed, but they could probably just make you move a tad faster. I don't think it'd be that big of a deal, but I don't think you should move faster than a survivor when carrying. I don't think. Each Legion member should have their chase music as their individual tape music, regardless if you're using it as an add-on. I disagree, to be honest. Sometimes I just want to listen to the default theme and I don't want one of the mixtapes in play. So if like I were to play Frank and always hear Frank's mixtape, I mean, well, that would be awesome. But also like I want some choice over my theme, so. All deep wound inflictors should have a deep wound damage mechanic, so every time they reapply deep wound, the timer goes down. This was the original purpose of the deep wound, and the only reason why this was not a thing is because survivors have insane trauma and genuinely skill issue against the deep wound inflicting killers. Yeah, I mean, like, The only real issue with Release Legion, to be completely blunt, was the exploits and the dumb shit that was with his power. Like, not being able to mend to stop your timer, having Deep Wound literally deplete and the killer following you was really dumb. So like the whole moonwalking exploit thing was stupid. Then Legion also had like 2 big problems with his base kit that allowed this to be like way too good. The first one is that he could miss repeatedly, so even if you did outplay him, he would just swing again and hit you. And then in the rare event that you actually burned out his power, because he could use it while it was recharging, he would immediately get it back, vault over a pallet, and down you. So that was the problem with Release Legion, and instead of fixing that, Behavior basically just gutted his entire power, removed all of his add-ons, and made him dog shit for 4 years. So yeah, I definitely do have some built-up anger, but like if Legion got this back at like 5 seconds per hit, Deathslinger had it at like 5 seconds per hit, etc., I genuinely think it would be fine. Clown is fine where he is. I prefer the old version, but the update one isn't bad. So in terms of actual raw strength, I don't think it's OP. I mean, I don't think anyone thinks it's OP. Like, in terms of actual killer power, he's still really bad in comparison to the rest of the roster. He's more fun to play, but he's also really, really boring, and he takes like 0 thought like whatsoever to get results, because I'm not like having to time my bottles anymore. I'm not having to switch between bottles to get like an interesting play. I'm just spamming haste and moving at Mach 10 and getting a hit. That's literally all it is. And because his invigoration has just been continuously buffed and he can easily reapply it, he's just always like 15% faster. And that's with only 1 add-on. You can use a duration add-on or another speed add-on, or you can even then try and like compensate the hinder nerfs with one of the hinder add-ons. Yeah, I don't think Clown is gonna last very long in this state. 𝗥𝗏𝗄𝗏 is balanced. I genuinely agree. I don't see what's like so wrong with him, like other than the kidnap tech stun thing, which is like, that's just horseshit. That shouldn't be a thing. Like what's OP? Like, he's literally just catching up to you like pretty much every other killer, canceling his power instead of immediately hitting you, which gives you time to react, and then downing you. Literally just loop him. I don't know what the problem is. Once they remove the whole kidnap tech thing, like, just loop him. It's not hard. It's really not hard. My biggest issue with 𝗥𝗏𝗄𝗏 before they changed him was the free hit, because the auto aim on that was insane, and they've patched that. So I don't have an issue with 𝗥𝗏𝗄𝗏 anymore. Comp DBD feels more balanced and fun than regular DBD. Yeah, man, the pre-dropping, comp throwing, proxy camping meta is not for me, man. Sorry. Legion should have 6.2 or even 7.2 frenzy speed. That's not even a hot take. Legion should have 6 meters of 6 speed. Yeah, literally, Legion is just too fucking slow in his power. This is just common knowledge. The people who don't want this to be buffed usually are the ones who just don't like Legion in the first place. So yeah, I think it would be best if it was 6 meters a second with a stackable 0.2, but the duration's only 6 seconds and the recharge is 12 instead of 11 seconds and a 15-second recharge at 5.2. So yeah, that's my take on that. Haste stacking should work on killers but on survivors. Counterpoint, haste stacking and hinder stacking should just not exist again. I'm sorry. I really tried, man. I really tried. Haste stacking and hinder stacking. Okay, I see the vision, Behavior. I see the vision, honestly. like seriously. I think the thing they need to really do, though, if they want to go through with that, is they have to seriously buff a whole lot of perks and add-ons that apply haste, because there's so many bad perks and add-ons with haste involved that just need to be used in conjunction with other things. So if they can balance that so that they're all like good on their own, then I think we're probably all right. Save the best for last wasn't OP, facts, but it was bad design. Also true. Being able to save stacks by hitting the M2s meant the perk was at its most viable on killers that didn't need the help, while much worse on M1 killers who are most in need of these chase perks, and this effect in particular. That always felt backwards, and it sucks that M1 killers don't have a reasonable option to decrease their attack cooldown with perk slide. Personally, I think they should bring back old Unrelenting so that it always has the equivalent of 4 or 5 save the best for last stacks on a hit, the same functionality on a miss, and then rework 𝗕𝗶𝘂𝗶𝘆 entirely. I'd keep the tokens and conditions, but have it affect lunge distance instead of attack cooldown. That's an interesting idea. Straight up, I do agree on Unrelenting. Please, make Unrelenting actually good. That'd be hype. Maybe not 4 or 5, but like 2 tokens, like a 10% like hit cooldown reduction, and then keep the like the missed hit reduction at 30%. As far as Save the Best for Last goes, honestly, they could just like cap the tokens at 4 and just make it like 5% per token. Behavior's development cycle is too fast for its own good. Give us less content with more time in the oven. 100% facts. Also, the guy beneath the TikTok brain player base wouldn't stick around. Yeah, the Gen Alphas wouldn't be playing the game anymore. Killers should not be able to be blinded outside of the pickup animation. Okay. Fog Vial is the dumbest thing Behavior's ever added and should be removed immediately. I don't know, man. I like Fog Vials. They're not medkits or toolboxes. I think they're interesting. And that's it. Those are the hot takes this time around. Please do leave a like if you enjoy this series and leave your hot takes down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.